So we're about to enter insane times in cryptocurrencies, right? So Bitcoin is nearing all-time highs. I think that we would have achieved actually the all-time high already were it not for the colossal dumping of Bitcoin by Grayscale a couple of days ago that basically put an end to the frenzy, right? Even then, we haven't really crashed much. You know, the whole zigzag where they basically washed out all the longs and shorts and crazy 100x leverages, right? But we're still like sort of flirting with that 63,000, 63.5 thousand range. And I think once we beat that, we're going to go straight for the all-time high. We'll probably get rejected a couple of times because it's a psychological barrier. But once we beat that, then we're going to be in absolute insane territory where Bitcoin is going to be in price discovery before the halving. So the whole thing is going to go berserk, right? But what happens is after Bitcoin surpasses its all-time highs, the richer folk, the whales, whatever, the savvy charts people, start to immediately look for alternatives, and some of that money starts to flow into the alts. Now, because it's kind of different this time where a lot of that money is going into ETFs, and I can't see BlackRock starting to basically cycle the money down unless, of course, ETH ETFs get approved, XRP ETF, whatever, Solana ETF, and then they start to buy. That's the only way that sort of institutional money is going to flow that way. But remember that we still have whales, right? They didn't go anywhere. They've been here since the beginning, right? So those same whales that were here last time in the last bull run that cycled the money down are going to do exactly the same thing. So those big guys are going to start to cycle the money down, and we're going to see the altcoins start to run. But what's going to happen though is as they cycle down all the way down to the micro caps, the ones that are going to absolutely melt faces are going to be in the trending categories, right? And last bull market, I think the trending categories were memes. And this year, I think it's going to be all about AI and gaming. And better still, tokens that straddle both ends. Now, when I say AI or gaming, they're not necessarily tokens that themselves have games or have an AI platform. You're talking about tokens that provide infrastructure for the gaming, infrastructure for AI, tokens that provide rendering power for AI, generation on the fly, and tokens that have to do with AI rendered gaming. So intra-game AI rendering is going to be huge. Maybe not even in this cycle, because I think the technology is probably not quite there yet, but we're going to see glimpses of it, and people are going to pour money into that. And not only is it going to be a retail thing or a whale thing in the normal sort of trickling down of money, I think companies that are savvy, right, that they themselves are looking to invest in games. Like there's a lot of money in the gaming industry already, with EA Sports, Sony, all of these organizations, Nike, companies that partner with games, companies that advertise with games, sporting companies. Those companies are going to pour a lot of money into AI and gaming. So how do we find these tokens? Well, they're actually quite easy to find. I mean, I use CoinGecko. I like it more than I do CoinMarketCap, but you can use either one of these. And you can just basically go to the categories, right? This is no financial advice, by the way. I'm just demonstrate how I sometimes find some of these tokens, right? And I just order them by category. Now, you can see that the categories here are kind of listed in market cap order. FTX Holdings. Amazing. That's like number one. That's crazy. Then layer ones, smart contract platforms, alleged SEC security. The heck? Alleged SEC securities. That's a category. Make it make sense. Anyway, stable coins, decentralized finance. And way down at number 21, you have, for instance, gaming, right? You click on that, for instance, and there you go. You have the games ordered again in order of market cap. Now, Immutable X was a runaway success last time. It's probably going to do pretty well this time as well. Its market cap is a little bit large for me. So, for me, it's kind of a safe bet. So, no financial advice. If you're not very risk averse, it's probably your best bet. Beam has made a massive pump already this year, and it's looking very good. Again, the Sandbox is old school. Gala, I wouldn't touch with somebody else's money. Not because it's not a good project in and of itself. It's a great project, but I don't like what's happening with the politics in the background. Axie Infinity is a huge one. ApeCoin, massive. Floki is a kind of a meme. I don't know what it's doing here in the game arena. It's probably some sort of Floki game or something that's being developed, or maybe it's featuring some of the other games. Like I said before, not all of these will be games. Some of them would just be platforms that provide infrastructure for games. An example is Enjin, of course. Illuvium. Now, Enjin, I've already got a bit of Enjin because I think that's going to do really, really well. No financial advice. You can see it's done 10% in the last 24 hours. It's done pretty well. Look at this though. Floki's done a 66% pump. Probably not because it's a game. Probably because, of course, it's a meme coin, and people are aping into meme coins at the moment because they're doing the whole sort of let's make money quick. They've seen Pepe do its thing. They've seen Dogecoin finally wake up. So obviously Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, then naturally Floki follows, right? But I'm talking about the 1000 X's, right? The 10,000 X's. One of these guys is going to do a 10,000 X in 2025 when they really get going, right? Because the market caps are really, really low, and it's easy to pump these coins, right? So we're sort of running out of time. So we should already be invested in the ones that we've picked, but there's still time because these things are going to run pretty hard. So what I would do, again, no financial advice, is I'll just look through this list, pick the ones that look interesting, do a little bit of research. Let's say I click on this Zana one just absolutely randomly, right? I can see that, it's behaving like every other coin. It's done a bit of a pump in the last 24 hours. I look up for the website. Is there a website? Yes, there is. I'll click on that. I have a look at the website. If I like what I see, already I do. I like the graphics and stuff, but then this could be, stolen graphics from anyone. It has like a Japanese feel to it already, which I like. All of these are AI generated clearly, probably Mid-Journey. So that sort of thing used to be impressive, but it's not impressive anymore because they're really easy to do. So again, see, among Japanese, okay? And gaming is so big in Japan, in Korea, in those parts of the world. So if this is indeed a Japanese project, then it'd be something I'd be quite interested in. But, I would deep dive into, oh, this is interesting. What's going on here? Try now. So you can actually fusion of creativity, play, enjoy, and profit. Okay, so interesting. I would click on this. I'll do this after the video, by the way. Like I said, I clicked on this absolutely randomly, and already I'm starting to like what I see. I might end up buying something. Buying this. Okay, let's have a look at this. So that reminds me a little bit of Alt Space. Okay, I like the graphics. It's kind of like it's clean, very responsive looking. I don't know if the gameplay itself will be like this, but oh, this collaboration. Yeah, so look, there's always there's cards and collection stuff. Again, if you're into this sort of stuff, I mean, this will be huge with NFTs, no doubt. There's a lot of information to deep dive into. They've got socials. So you can basically do that for all of the coins that you've picked, and just, I'll select, about 10 to 20, and I put very tiny amounts on all of them, and they're going to run, right? Some of them are not, some of them are. And, if you're lucky, it's almost gambling at this point. But if you do enough research, then it really isn't that much of gambling. It's educated guessing, right? So in this whole field, even like the best games might not make it. Okay, the rubbish games might make it. There's no way of telling. Okay, we can only tell in hindsight, oh, that did very well, that did a 2 million X, I wish I'd put $2 on it or whatever. A friend of mine has an interesting strategy where they've just gone and put $3 on absolutely every single gaming token and every AI token. So it's cost them a couple of $100, but that's their own gameplay. But me, myself, I like to do a little bit more research and fine tune my choices a little bit. Now, in the next coming videos, I'll probably share with you some of the ones that I've picked, but it all depends on the kind of response that I get, because usually these videos aren't that popular on this platform. Not financial advice. I'll see you in the next video. Good luck.